It is a warm summer evening in New York City. The sky is clear and the sun is slowly going down. Many people are in Midtown Manhattan, a very busy part of the city. The time is about 6:30 in the evening. This is a time when the city is full of energy and noise. People are moving everywhere, going home from work or going out for the night. On a famous street called Park Avenue, there is a very tall office building. It is a skyscraper with 44 floors and big glass windows. Many important companies have offices inside. For thousands of workers, the long day is finally over. People are leaving the building. They walk out of the big glass doors into the warm air. They are happy to go home. Some people talk and laugh with their friends about their plans. Others look at their phones or think about their families. The streets are full of yellow taxis, buses, and people walking. It is a completely normal and busy evening in one of the world's biggest cities. Suddenly, a very loud sound breaks the peace. It is the terrible sound of a gun. It is sharp and very scary. After the first shot, there are many more. The normal sounds of the city stop. The happy, peaceful evening is gone forever. People start to scream. They run in all directions, trying to get away. They are very scared. What was a happy time just a minute ago is now a terrible nightmare. The busy evening changes into a scene of chaos and deep fear. 2. A normal day ends. It was 6:30 in the evening at 345 Park Avenue. The workday was finished. Many people were leaving the tall office building, ready to go home. They were laughing and talking about their plans for the night. The big lobby had shiny floors and large glass doors. Everything felt normal and safe. Then a man walked in through the glass doors. He did not look like an office worker. He carried a big black gun. It was a rifle. For a second, people stopped talking. They looked at the man and his weapon. It did not seem real. Was this a movie? It happened too fast to understand. Suddenly, a terrible loud noise filled the room. Then another and another. The man was shooting his gun. The sound was deafening. The happy sounds of the evening were gone. Now only screams and the loud bangs of the rifle filled the air. Panic started like a fire. The gunman pointed his rifle at a police officer working in the lobby. He shot him. The officer fell to the floor. A woman was hiding behind a large stone column. The man saw her and shot her too. He walked slowly and with purpose through the lobby. He kept shooting everywhere. People screamed and ran for the doors. They pushed each other to get out and escape the danger. They dropped their work bags, their coffees, and their phones. They did not care about their things. They only wanted to be safe. Some people were too scared to run. They hid under the front desk or in small corners. They covered their ears and closed their eyes, hoping the man would not see them. The beautiful, busy lobby was now a place of chaos and fear. The shiny floors were not clean anymore. The evening rush hour was now a complete nightmare. A normal day in New York City ended in blood and terror. For the people inside the building, nothing would ever feel normal again. The peaceful evening was broken, and the fear was only beginning. 3. Police are here. Soon, a new sound filled the streets of New York City. It was the loud sound of police sirens. Many police cars arrived on Park Avenue. They came very, very fast. The cars stopped near the tall office building. Police officers with serious faces jumped out. They immediately started to close the streets. They put up yellow tape. Nobody could drive or walk near the building now. The police shouted, "Stay back! Move away!" People who were on the street looked scared. They moved away quickly. The area was not safe. The police sent an emergency message to people's phones. The message told everyone to avoid the area. It was a dangerous situation. More and more police arrived. Special police teams came in large vans. These officers were from the NYPD's Strategic Response Group and the Emergency Service Unit. They wore special dark uniforms, heavy vests, and helmets. They carried large rifles. These teams were experts. They trained for moments just like this one. They quickly surrounded the entire building. They watched every door and every window. They wanted to be sure the gunman could not escape. The whole city block was now locked down. It was quiet, except for the sound of police radios. The special police teams made a plan. They had to go inside to stop the danger. It was a very risky job. The team leader gave signals with his hands. Then they moved together toward the front doors. They walked in a careful line, one after another. They held their guns up, ready for anything. They entered the big glass doors of the lobby. This was the place where the shooting started. The lobby was empty and quiet now. But the police knew the gunman was somewhere inside the huge building. They moved slowly, checking behind every desk and every pillar. The police had two important jobs. First, they had to find the gunman. Second, they had to help any hurt people and rescue everyone else. The search began. The building was enormous, with 44 floors. The team started to move up, floor by floor. It was a slow and difficult process. They had to check every office, every room, and every closet. Outside, the sun was going down. The blue and red lights from the police cars flashed against the tall buildings. A police helicopter circled in the dark sky above, watching everything. The city waited. Everyone hoped the police could end this nightmare soon. 4. A hero dies. The first person killed in the violent attack was a police officer. His name was Dider al-Islam, and he was 36 years old. He was a true hero. He was the first person to face the gunman inside the building, and he bravely tried to stop him. Officer Islam's story is the story of a dream. He was an immigrant who came to the United States from the country of Bangladesh. He moved to New York City to build a better and safer life for his family. He loved his new city very much. The mayor said he was a true blue New Yorker because of his great spirit and his love for the city. Officer Islam was very proud of his job. He was an officer with the New York Police Department, the NYPD, for more than 3 years. His colleagues said he was a very good and professional officer. He was always proud to put on his police uniform every day. For him, the uniform was a promise to protect the people of New York. On the day of the shooting, he was not on his usual police duty. He was working an extra job as a security guard at the building on Park Avenue. He was standing in the lobby when the gunman walked in with a big rifle. Officer Islam was the first person the gunman shot. He was brave until his final moments. This is a terrible and sad tragedy for his family. Officer Islam was a husband and a father. He had 2 young sons at home waiting for him. His wife was also pregnant with their 3rd child. This new baby will now grow up and never meet their brave father. It is an unimaginable loss for them. To make things even sadder, he was the only son of his father. His family was very proud of him, and now they are full of deep sadness. The whole community from Bangladesh is also in mourning for one of their own. City leaders spoke about Officer Islam's great courage. The mayor of New York City said that Officer Islam died doing what he always did best, saving lives and protecting New Yorkers. The police commissioner also called him a hero. She said he made the ultimate sacrifice when he was shot in cold blood. He put himself in danger to protect other people inside the building. He gave his life for the city he loved. The city of New York will not forget this hero who died that day. 5. The killer's story. Who was the man with the gun? His name was Shane Devon Tamura. He was 27 years old. He was not from New York City. He lived very far away, in the city of Las Vegas, Nevada. The police needed to understand him and his story. They wanted to know why he came to New York. They also wanted to know why he did this terrible thing. The police began to look for answers. They started to learn about his life and his past. Shane's trip to New York was very long and carefully planned. He drove his BMW car by himself for several days. He started his journey in Las Vegas. His trip took him across the middle of America. He drove through the state of Colorado. The next day, he drove through Nebraska and Iowa. He arrived in New Jersey, a state right next to New York, only hours before the shooting. On Monday afternoon, he finally drove his car into Manhattan. He double-parked his car on Park Avenue, right outside the tall office building. A troubled mind was part of his story. The police in Las Vegas gave the NYPD important information. They said that Shane had problems. He had a documented history of mental health issues. This was a key piece of the puzzle. Inside Shane's car, police found more clues. They found prescription medicine that a doctor gave him. They also found a second gun, a small revolver. The gun was loaded and ready to use. There was a lot of extra ammunition and magazines for his M4 style rifle. This showed he was prepared for a lot of violence. A man who knew Shane from high school was very shocked. He could not believe the news. He said that Shane was not a violent person when he was young. He described Shane as a funny person and a class clown. He said Shane was always full of energy and loved to make jokes. Shane was also a good football player and had big dreams for his future in sports. But his adult life did not go as he planned. His friend thinks Shane became very sad when his sports dreams ended. The friend said, "You never would have thought violence was something you'd associate with him." The police learned that Shane had a license to carry a gun in Nevada. He also had a work card for a security guard job. The FBI checked his record, but they found no significant crimes in his past. The biggest question for the police is the location. Why did he choose 345 Park Avenue? Many important companies are inside that building, but the police found no connection between Shane and any of them. His motive for the attack is still a complete mystery. After shooting people in the lobby, he went to the 33rd floor. There, he shot himself in the chest and died. The police are still trying to understand why this happened. 6. People are scared. Inside the tall office building on Park Avenue, people were finishing their work. It was a normal summer evening. Suddenly, they heard loud noises. Bang, bang, bang. It was the sound of a gun. The happy evening turned into a nightmare. Everyone was terrified. People screamed and started to run. They tried to find a safe place away from the sound. Some people quickly hid under their desks. Others ran into empty offices or small rooms. They locked the doors and turned off the lights. They sat on the floor and were very quiet. They listened for any sound outside the door. They hoped the gunman would not find them. Jessica Chen was on the second floor. She was in a big room with about 150 other people. When they heard the shots, they did not know what to do. Some people ran out of a back door, but Jessica and many others ran into a conference room. "We pushed heavy tables against the doors," she said later. "We did not want the shooter to get in." In the quiet room, Jessica took out her phone. She sent a text message to her parents. The message said, "I love you." She was scared she would not survive. Darren Lang was leaving the building for dinner. He heard what sounded like 20 gunshots, one after another. He saw people in business clothes running out of the front doors. They looked very afraid and shouted, "Active shooter! Active shooter!" Darren ran as fast as he could. He did not stop for 4 blocks. On the higher floors, other workers got emergency messages. The messages told them to stay where they were and hide. The building is 345 Park Avenue, a well-known skyscraper in Manhattan. It has 44 floors and is home to many important companies. The National Football League, NFL, has its main office there. Big financial companies like Blackstone also work in the building. Every day, thousands of people go in and out. It is normally a very busy and professional place, but on this terrible day, it became a scene of chaos and fear. 7. The city is sad. Late that night, the city's leaders came to talk to the public. The mayor of New York, Eric Adams, and the police commissioner, Jessica Tisch, stood in front of many reporters and cameras. They held the press conference at the hospital where doctors were trying to save the victims. Everyone knew the news was not good. The leaders looked very serious and sad. They had to tell everyone the terrible truth about what happened inside the Park Avenue building. The whole city was watching and waiting to hear the official news. Commissioner Tisch was the first to speak. Her voice was quiet but clear. "Tonight, 5 people have died," she announced. She explained that the gunman was one of the dead. He killed himself with his own gun after he shot the others. The other 4 people were innocent victims who were just finishing their workday. One was a brave police officer. 2 women and 1 man also lost their lives. A 5th victim was still in critical condition, fighting for their life in the hospital. The sad news traveled quickly across the city. Then Mayor Adams spoke about Didarul Islam. He called him a true hero. He was doing what he does best. He was saving lives, the mayor said with a sad voice. He told the city that Officer Islam was an immigrant from Bangladesh who loved New York. He is a true blue New Yorker, the mayor added, talking about his spirit. He was a husband and a father to 2 young sons, and his wife was expecting their 3rd baby. The mayor said it was an unimaginable loss for the officer's family and for the whole city. The leaders agreed that this was a terrible act of violence. "No words can describe this act of evil," Mayor Adams said. The head of the police union called it a devastating night for our city. New York was now a city in mourning. This means the whole city felt a deep sadness for the victims and their families. The usual sounds of the busy city felt different. Now there was a heavy, sad silence. Even the bright lights of Manhattan seemed less bright. The city was sad. 8. Why did this happen? The shooting at 345 Park Avenue is over, and the gunman is dead. For the people of New York City, the immediate danger is gone. But in the quiet after the police sirens, many hard questions remain. The biggest question is the one everyone asks after a tragedy like this. Why did this happen? Police are working hard to find answers. They are studying the life of the gunman, Shane Tamura. They know he drove for days from his home in Las Vegas. Why did he come to New York? And why did he choose that specific building on Park Avenue? It is a famous building with important companies. He went to the 33rd floor, where the building's owners have their office. This might be a clue, but police are not sure yet. His reason for the attack is still a mystery. The investigation also brings up other serious questions. Tamura had a history of mental health problems. But in Nevada, he could still get a license to carry a weapon. This fact makes people ask about the laws. How can someone who is unwell get a powerful gun so easily? It shows that laws in one state can affect the safety of people in another state far away. This terrible event makes everyone think about the future. How can we make our cities safer? We need to look at security in big office buildings. We must also think about mental health. Are we doing enough to help people who are struggling? People are talking about new laws and new ideas to protect communities. They want to find solutions so that families do not have to feel this pain again. The city is sad for the victims. We remember Officer Diderul Islam, who died a hero. We think of the other people who lost their lives. This story is a painful reminder that violence can touch anyone, anywhere. People want more than just sadness. They want real change. What do you think is the most important first step to make our cities safer?
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.